Good morning, Glue Troopers, and welcome to my workstation. Uh, Different coffee cup today. My special cup's still over in the TARDIS, and I'm here in the house today. Also don't have my lavalier mic, so the sound I'm sure is a little different. Well, anyway, as you can tell, I'm working on the Star Trek kit model video, and it has turned into everything I expected it would be. There are so many kits that go off in so many directions. This is going to focus on the kits, not every version of the kit, because almost every year or two they were, new parts, different box. That would turn into a nightmare of a video to produce. So I'm going to just try and stay with each kit as it came out and talk about the lineage of them. A lot of you guys asked about the Exploration set, and my older brother, the first time I saw this, my older brother had bought one for my younger brother as I think a birthday present. And of course I was intensely jealous and had to go off and get one as soon as I could. And I think I had it twice. And I didn't appreciate it at the time until I was able to buy, proper, studio-sized props. That everything in that kit was too small. I mean, it's what we had, but it wasn't any great shakes. The phaser was shaped wrong. The tricorder everything was too small. And I guess they made it for kids' hands. Figure, well, mostly kids will buy this. And they were really too delicate to have much play value, but that didn't stop us from playing with them until we destroyed them. And of course, the first thing that always broke was the little cheesy hinge on the communicator. And of course, the grip always broke off of the phaser. The one thing that did hold up fairly well was the tricorder. And now, of course, you can buy these, modern hero prop type ones that are already done, well, like my Bluetooth communicator here. And yes, I do occasionally use this when I'm talking on the phone, but it never leaves my desk. I don't want to risk losing it. So if having to chat to you from the house is a possibility, I'm talking to you through my communicator. Well, I've used this in some videos. You guys have seen it before. But the thing I wanted to talk about was, and sort of the question of the day for you guys, was to get a little feedback from you. What's your favorite Star Trek kit? Now, if you're not a Star Trek modeler, tell me what your favorite science fiction kit is. And if you're not a sci-fi or Star Trek modeler, you pick the surrogate, whatever you'd like to. This is what I'm really into. But since I'm working on the Star Trek thing, that was kind of where my primary focus was at. If you prefer Star Wars to Star Trek, let me know. Let me know why. It's just just kind of a curiosity thing on my behalf. And who knows, that kind of information might be the subject of its own video. Why some people prefer to model Star Wars versus Star Trek. One of the things I'm trying to get information on, and you guys can give in your collective knowledge, because it's not that I'm smart, it's just that I've kind of become the collection point for information. Just you guys saw last night, the information I was putting out came from viewers. I'm just kind of the town crier, hear ye, it has all been said that this model is better than that model, and hear ye be why. So, one thing I'm trying to get information on, I remember when my brother got his Starship Enterprise, my older brother, and this would have been the mid-late 60s, and it had these little, I'll see if I can find some pictures to put up here, but it had these little short, like, U-shaped studs that went into the main hull. They weren't even solid. It was like a U, and of course those are the ones that gave the bad engine sag. And I actually put off buying an Enterprise till I was much older, because I was like, oh, that thing, unless you hang it from the ceiling by its engine nacelles, they're going to sag. And then when I finally did buy one, they had re-engineered it. They were solid, much bigger. And when I put them in, and I still have that kit on the shelf right now. They're like, well, they stayed locked in place without any problem. And I built that kit 13 years ago or something like that, when I was still building in the garage. I vacuum-formed my own Broussard collectors and had working lights in it and everything. The batteries have since died, and I'm kind of like, it's been on the shelf so long. I know that's another thing. If you ever notice, the electronics kind of poop out a lot. And I have a lot of Star Trek stuff on the shelf. I have the big Voyager. I have one of the AMT Enterprises, a couple of Klingon battle cruisers. I have the Enterprise incident, and that I actually sent the build information over Starship Modeler on that, and that thing's a nightmare to get the lights to work. And but anyway, one of the problems I had with that was, if you trim off all the little fiber optics like you're supposed to. Well, now you have to paint the model. Well, if you paint the model after you put the fiber optics on, it's really hard to get in there and clean any paint off the tip of a fiber optic. So I figured I'll tell you what I'll do. I will have the fiber optics extend out a little bit, then paint it, and then clip them off. But unless you have a really good set of nippers, then which I do now, by the way, thank you to my lovely wife for that, you have trouble getting it flush. And I did get it to work, but everything was so teeny tiny, and it was a real trick. And then you've got that little, I guess like a little wheat bulb in there. I'm like, yeah, you might want to replace that with an LED or something. But then you got to rewire the thing for the power that an LED uses. It's because the wheat bulb burns out. That means you got to break the glue seal to replace the bulb and the whole thing. It's just like, that's kind of one of those things you build it and you go, hey, look, I got to take some pictures. And then when stuff starts dying on it, you just go, eh. Push it to the back of the shelf. Anyway, unless you have suggestions, I'm all ears for that. But all that being said, getting back to what I was asking, what's your favorite Star Trek model, and why? And well, anyway, that's really all I got. I need to get back to work here, and I just want to. Oh, by the way, that Star Trek poster does routinely sit. That's where it lives, is above my workstation. That's the to give you an idea how old that poster is. A family friend left it at our house for us. It's from when the it came out in '86 when they put the whole series out on VHS, and we actually have in our collection the DVDs. But that poster says, 66 to 86, 20 years of Star Trek, and on video cassette. Anyway, well, guys, that's all I have for this morning. I'll get back to work. Back to the salt mines of kit model information. Take care. You have a wonderful day, and model on.